So in your time in the force, was there any really high profile or big cases that you worked on that you can share with us or talk about?
I suppose the biggest thing we had was 1984, was it June, July? We had Prudom on the go. He'd killed an elderly couple down in Lincolnshire and taken their car. He came up to North Yorkshire, it was near Harrogate. He killed a police officer in Harrogate. He then came across to the east side of the county, and he killed a police officer in Moulton, in Norton, Dave Winters. Dave Haig was killed at Harrogate. Then Ken Oliver's a dog man. He was up in the forestry, and I can't think whether that was just before or just after Dave Winters got killed. And he had a new dog with him, plus his proper dog. But he took he had the juvenile dog out with him, and the other one was in the back of the van, and he was exercising. He come across Prudom, and Prudom actually shot at him, and it literally went through his coat he was wearing, just between his arm and his body.
Wow, that's lucky.
Dismissed him. And I mean, Ken said all along that if he'd had his proper dog out, he would have taken him down with it. Mm-hmm. The juvenile dog didn't basically know what to do.
Wasn't trained to that point.
Yeah, and then that caused a massive manhunt around Moulton. When Dave Winters got shot, I was up at Whitby. I was on traffic at the time, and I got called down to we call the Pickering Interchange, which is where the A64 crosses the road the road to Pickering. And I was told to go onto that bridge and just keep watch. And I'd started at 10 o'clock in the morning. I then got called into Moulton. We went out on another put me somewhere else. And I finished about midnight. And I was told, I then had to drive back to Scarborough, and I was told to be back at Moulton for 6 in the morning. And literally myself and 3 other officers, all armed. I wasn't armed, because they were getting rifles and shotguns from everywhere, you know. We went onto a crossroads at Motherby, and we were there till about 11 o'clock at night from about 7 o'clock in the morning. With the locals, I mean, they come out, we had tea, coffee, cakes, sandwiches. Yeah. The force did come round and give us food, but we didn't need it. Mm-hmm. And basically, when the pubs turned out, we were saying to people, you want something to eat? We've got loads on this on this wall here, you know, we were doing that. And so there was a lot of funny stories coming out of a tragic thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we had this tracker called Eddie McGee, who reckoned he'd tracked this person all over, and we got stuck on that. We had to go down. He reckoned he'd been milking this goat, and then he'd gone. The bloke all this time he was in a house in Moulton with an elderly couple holding him hostage, and then another thing in Hutton's Amber, we got sent down. Basically, we had a personnel carrier, a traffic officer driving, which I was one of them, with a dog man in with his dog, and about 5 or 6 armed officers in. And we were going to all the incidents, and we got sent to this house, which the people are on holiday in a cul-de-sac in Hutton's Ambo, and we were told that there's the window open, so that they surround the house. I'm in the back of the transit. The dog man puts his dog through the back window. As the postman's walking along, just looking at his letters, walking up the... I had to go and grab him to stop him walking in the gate, you know, to put him back. And that's you know, there's a lot of funny stories that went on, but out of these tragic incidents as well. But
of course.
We were there for a long time until Prudom actually shot himself or was shot by the police. There's... You know, I don't think they ever know what's.
Yeah, I was going to say
the full story was. Yeah.
When there was a case like that where, especially, someone was targeting police officers, I imagine there was quite a lot of stress within the force as well. If this person had already shot a few police officers and killed them, was everyone in the force a bit stressed and a little bit more worried when going around the local areas?
I think you probably were, but I think they almost assumed he was in the Moulton area. And every police officer was either armed or with someone who was armed. Mm-hmm. And I mean, bear in mind, I'm going back, almost 40 years ago, and police officers weren't armed then. If anything went on, they had to call certain officers who were trained back to the police station, issue them firearms and that. And yet there was all these officers walking around Moulton carrying guns, going into shops, and none of the locals batted an eyelid. It seemed so strange, you know, and it really did. It was a strange time.
No, I can
But
imagine.
it was, you were working very, very long days, but there was numerous police forces involved. There was right from Greater Manchester, West Yorkshire, Humberside Police it was then, all over. We had police officers coming in transit vans or that sort of vehicle, all fully armed, to assist all around there. In fact, another funny story was there was 2 young lads stole the Motherby Brass Band's sort of personnel carrier, or whatever you like to call it, their van. They took the people round in, and they were going down the A64, and it was sighted. And as they was going down the A64 towards York, there was a full unit of Greater Manchester Police coming in, fully escorted. And these 2 got surrounded by armed police. Because, we didn't know whether it was Prudom in there or not.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And they're thinking, oh, dear. I didn't know the brass band were that important.
Yeah. There were guns aiming at him in the back of the van thinking, no, we just wanted a trombone.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so did Prudom end up getting caught in the end? Did you say he got shot or shot himself, but there wasn't a...
He went to an area underneath some, I think it was sort of corrugated iron stuff. And the police did shoot, but only after they heard a shot go out. And I think the shot that went out was him killing himself.
Right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was quite a few bullets went into that corrugated iron shelter he was behind.
I can imagine, yeah. So either one of them hit him or he hit himself.
Yeah.
It's up for debate which one.
Thank you for watching. That was a clip from the Man Overboard podcast.
And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to click on the links down below because we're on every streaming service and that's where you can find full episodes.
Peace.